on YouTube so that everyone knows I'm going to feel.
Hey everyone, this is Eric from Tenzing Strategic Consulting. Hope you're having a fantastic summer so far. We've got a great summer-themed adventure coming up for you in just a little minute. But first I wanted to talk to you about a topic in our most recent blog article all about failure. Now, failure is one of those words that gives us a fairly common knee-jerk reaction. Right back from grade school, we're taught that failure is a bad thing. You don't want to fail, you want to succeed. However, when I talk to a lot of business leaders and entrepreneurs, they all agree that, at least theoretically, failure is the way that you're going to be able to improve and innovate through your organization. We've all heard a lot of those sayings. If at first you don't succeed, try again. We've heard a lot of the anecdotes of famous entrepreneurs who had faced rejection after rejection after rejection before they're finally met with success. So it's a very common thing, and I think a lot of people believe that, yes, that's the way to do it. But once you get beyond the theories, once you get beyond the anecdotes, that's where there begins to be a little bit of a disconnect between what you might think about failure and how exactly you are treating it within your organization. In a lot of companies, failure is seen as a negative thing. They're looking at quarterly results, financial benefits, etc. So having failure is seen as a cost to the organization that they don't want to associate themselves with or accept that level of risk. Even for employees to take a risk and try something different, you open yourself up to potential embarrassment, maybe even getting in trouble at work or something like that. You're wasting funds. It depends on the culture of the organization as to how failure is actually perceived. And that's something that, as owners and leaders, we really need to be aware of. How exactly are we treating failure in an organization? If we want to be innovative, then we have to be willing to accept and, in fact, celebrate failure, as that is the true path towards innovation. So, what are some things that you can do in your organization to help make it that failure is an acceptable thing? Of course, you don't want it to cripple your organization, but there are some tips that you can look at. Number one, you need to celebrate failure. Don't sweep it under the rug. Don't say, hey, we won't tell anyone around that. We want to save you the embarrassment. The only thing that failure is good for is when you learn from it. So when it happens, you need to embrace it. You need to share it with the whole company. Don't make it a negative thing at all. Make it a positive experience from an experiment. Hey, here's some things that we learned from this. It wasn't the outcome we expected, but you're going to get great knowledge from it. So that's number one. Number two is you need to learn to fail fast and fail quickly. So when you are going to experiment on something, no, you don't want to bet the farm. You're right, you don't want to put the company at risk, but you need to find ways that you can design these experiments that if they do fail, you're going to get some great knowledge out of it, but it's not going to hinder the company so badly in a financial aspect or with customers, etc. So that's the second one, fail fast, fail quickly. The third aspect is to encourage experimentation. Within a lot of cultures of companies, people bring forth ideas. There can be a lot of naysayers, people that think that's probably not going to work, but they may not know exactly why it's not going to work. They're just going based on a gut feel. And the unfortunate thing with that is, although they're trying to potentially protect the company from risk, you haven't gained any of the knowledge that can come from experimenting. So what you need to do is put in place something where you are not saying no to an idea without actually having tried something. So don't just say no based on, this is what I feel. Find a way that, going back to step number two, you can experiment with it very quickly, find out whether it's going to work, and at the very least, you are going to get some fantastic data out of it. Remember, failure is not something to be afraid of. You just need to make sure that you control it and, importantly, learn from it. The only way that you can truly fail is if you try something and then you give up. That's truly failure. But otherwise, you are learning or you're succeeding. That's the only two options, and both of those are positive outcomes. Now, on to our adventures. This summer was a little bit different. This isn't actually a planned adventure. We were out in BC, and we happened to come across a couple of opportunities that turned out to be new experiences for us. So I managed to capture a little bit of it. It's not quite as organized as past ones, but one was going to a ziplining park in Kelowna, where we did the aerial thing and really tested our feats of balance and fear of heights. And the second one out on Vancouver Island, I was lucky enough to be able to participate in an amateur lumberjack competition. I kind of embarrassed myself there too. So that was a lot of fun, and I just can show you the videos from that right now.
Fall at that point, you're going to fall way past where your knees were, and not just a longer fall. So
He's working.
So I'm probably gonna die.
You got it.
Thank you.
Woo! All right, here we go. Yep. Where are we at?
Yuki Day.
All right.
Go! 1, 2, 3, go! Oh boy, it's all about getting that start. Oh my. Oh! Oh! Good job, Mark. Come on, Eric. All right. 2, 3, go. Oh, he's got like little ninja hits. Look at that little ninja hit. Yeah, that's all. Look at that. He's not trying to kick. Go, keep going. Look at that. Someone's a carpenter. Oh, hey, that. So close. Come on, Eric.